Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. This week, let's take a look at Quant Small Cap Fund. Last week, we looked at Quant Active Fund. Quant Small Cap Fund saw an AUM increase of 32,844% between March 2020 and May 2021. Its current AUM is only about 504 crore, but almost all of those, almost 499, 500 crores came between March 2020 and May 2021. And the fund has delivered, if you look at it today, the fund has delivered 178.5% returns in the last 1 year trailing. But the increase in AUM started months before, and I wonder if it's a case of mistaken identity by both the investors, the direct plan investors, and the direct plan portals. I'm saying direct plan because most of these AUM increases come because of direct plans, not because of regular plans. We can see that from the AMFI data below. So in the review of Quant Active Fund, we saw that these funds were all started as Escorts funds, and then Quant Capital acquired Escorts mutual funds in late 2017. Then it became official in early 2018. And probably the most bizarre transformation to fall in line with the SEBI regulation was this fund. Escorts Income Bond Fund became Quant Income Bond Fund, a debt fund. Then it became Quant Small Cap Fund. So a debt fund transforming to a small cap fund. So from one end of the risk spectrum to another end of the risk spectrum, you can clearly see this transformation. You can see that the NAV was much less volatile here. That's the debt fund now, and then it became a small cap fund. You can see the NAV fluctuating, started fluctuating, and so on, and started zooming up. Now this happened in late October 2018. So the fund is less than 2 years old as a small cap fund. This is something that has to be kept in mind. Less than 3 years old, I should say, not 2 years old. So now you can see from its inception as a small cap fund, since October 22nd, 2008, the black line is the Nifty Small Cap 250 index. The red line is the Quant Small Cap Fund. So since October 2018, the fund has barely bet the benchmark. It has bet the benchmark only since July 2020 and so on. But what is so surprising for me is at this point, if you look at this point, the fund has not bet the benchmark at all. But at this point, the AUM started flowing in. How can investors start investing in a fund which has no history, which has not bet the benchmark since its inception as a small cap fund? Is baffling unless they made a mistake and unless they calculated returns when it was a bond fund. So this is really amusing. So this is the asset allocation history of Quantum Small Cap. You can see the gray is the small cap. From time to time, it has included some cash, which is the other section. Some bonds or cash has been included, and tactically it has included some mid caps and small caps from time to time as well. Of course, staying in regulation with respect to about 80% of small cap at all times. Now, what we are going to see here is the month-end AUM in crores, the total expense ratio of the direct plan, the total expense ratio of the regular plan, both of them in percentage. You can see here April, May 2020, you can see very little AUM, about 1.7, 2.56 crores, nothing there. Then suddenly in July 2020, 2.56 becomes 8 crores. 8 crores. Next month it becomes 33 crores. Next month 48 crores, and then it picks up. So at this point in time, there was really no performance as a small cap fund to look at. That's what's really baffling me. So you can see the increase in the AUM, and it just zooms up to 504 crores in May 2021. So for an investor looking at this fund in August 2020, July 31st, 2020, somebody has looked at this fund, then the 1 year return will be 26.76%. 3 year returns will be 0.55%, 5 year returns will be 3.56%. Now, if you compare this with the benchmark, 26.76 versus minus 4.3 is excellent. This is actually like a small cap. This is the only time the fund has been a proper small cap fund. 0.55 versus minus 10.6. This is a wrong comparison because during most of this period, the fund was a debt fund. During most of this period, the fund was a 5-year period, the fund was a debt fund, So how investors made the mistake of looking at trailing returns like this looking and saying, oh, 1 year is very good, 3 years also is very good, 5 years also is very good, and they have actually looked at the fund's debt fund history and then computed it? Or has direct plan robo advisory portals also made this mistake of taking into account 3-year, 5-year returns and then using their rating analytics or whatever, and including this and rate and pushing it to the rating? Have they made that mistake? I don't know. Now, if you look at the 1-year trailing returns for every month end, in August month end 2020, it was 46.5%, 52.7% in September, 50.7% in October. By this time, the fund had become the second largest 3-year return fund. It was the topmost in the first year, 1-year category. It became the second largest in 3 years. But this is incorrect, because 3 years, it has no history as 3 years as a small cap. 61.6% November 2020, 76.1% December 2020. Now it became the topper in the 3-year category as well. Again, wrongly. 60.9%, 86.5%, 177.25% in March 2020. By this time, although the biggest jump came in March 2020, by this time most of the AUM had already come in. And 174, 208, 178. So as of 25th June, it is a topper in the 3-year category as well as 1-year category. It's number 5 in the 5-year category. 3-year, 5-year returns are still wrong. They are still taking into account the debt fund history. So has investors, something has gone wrong here. So investors have either looked at just the last 1-year return and invested in it, which is absolutely bizarre. I don't know. I mean, this just proves that investing in mutual fund does not make you financially literate. Or somebody has made the mistake of rating this fund highly by taking into account 3-year, 5-year returns, and which is wrong, which is completely incorrect. Now, almost the entire AUM that has come in is from direct plan alone. The mutual fund distributors are not responsible for this. You can see that from the average assets under management per quarter in the tablet available at AMFI. You can see from October 2018, you can see the direct plan is just 91 lakhs. This is for 0.61 lakh. Direct dividend is just 0.69 lakhs. Look at these two, direct growth and direct dividend. Look at this zoom up. In April, June 2018, suddenly direct dividend, I don't know why they wanted to invest in a dividend plan of small cap. I don't know who advised them. It became 100 crores. This became 100 crores. Then you can see here, April, now you can see here, April, June 2020, just 52.828 lakhs in direct, 109 lakhs in dividend. The direct growth direct plan, dividend direct plan. In the next quarter, July, September 2020, 52 lakhs became 863 lakhs, 109 became 1203 lakhs. So at this point, like I just said, there's really no performance to speak of as a small cap fund, except if you look at incorrect trailing returns. So almost entirely, this is just 17 to 32. The growth increase is just 17 to 32. Some people have invested in regular dividend. From 3 lakhs, it became 82.72. But that's still smaller than the increase in the direct plan. The bulk of it has come from the direct plan alone, and you can see how it has grown, so on. So it's just bizarre. I mean, it just tells you how badly mutual fund investors do research when it comes to investing. They just do they just look at last 1-year returns? Do they look at 3 or 5-year returns or star ratings without looking at the history of the fund? Do analytics agencies do mistakes or do the same mistakes as well? I don't know. I'm going to leave those, and I'm just going to leave that as questions. You can answer it if you like. But please stay away from all sort of quant funds. Quant small cap, quant active, whatever quant. They're just too young in AMC. They're to have any kind of experience. You must see those funds perform during ups and downs of the markets for a few years to even take them seriously. And they are a very small mutual fund house. I don't know where this recent support is coming from. I don't want to speculate, but I'll just leave it to you to speculate. Now, my stance on small cap is very simple. Don't invest in small caps. There's no need for them. Nifty Next 50 is all you need. If at all you want that extra AUM, please don't start a SIP in a small cap fund. Is the worst kind of mistake you have done. I have videos on this. Go look at it. If you want, you can have a tactical approach of entry into exit. I have done a back test and also shown how you can do this. There are videos for this. Go check them out. So please stay away from quant small cap.